We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Boom! Headshot!
Hey, it's Clay. How's everybody doing? I got another Battlefield 3 gameplay for you, and this time I'm sniping with the JNG-90 on Operation Metro Rush Defense. And you know, this gun is I've grown to like it. My initial impressions weren't that high. I was a little bit down on the rate of fire, and you know, but I really think that the high bullet velocity and then accompanying that with just putting the time in to get used to the rate of fire, you know, I've really started to like this weapon. It's, you know, even at medium ranges, that higher bullet velocity really comes in handy. It's pretty much just point and shoot. You don't have to worry at all about bleeding your bullets. You know, and that is pretty handy. It makes things pretty easy. You know, because, you know, slower bullet velocity really does make a difference. So I give it a thumbs up. It's a good weapon. But it kind of leads me into the topic I want to talk about, and that is Battlefield Premium, kind of a revisited look. I know I did an initial review explaining why I did not want to buy it, and I stand by that review. But I kind of want to revisit it right now and kind of put myself in the shoes of those who have bought it. So if I had paid for Premium, what would my thoughts be on it right now? And what brings me to that is, number one, close quarters, and number two is they just released, it's like the August bonus content drop, which, if I'm not mistaken, involves, I believe, two things. One is going to be this custom artwork booklet, exclusive artwork booklet. So you're getting this 24-page original concept artwork from the development of Battlefield 3. And a lot of these images have never been seen by the public before. So, and then also I think there's this new contest where you could potentially get your map concept submitted to DICE to be kind of a part of future map design, which is a pretty cool feature. But you know, and then lastly, there's going to be some double XP weekends. So this is the big August content drop that they have been talking about. And you know, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed with this. I mean, personally, if I knew that I was going to receive a 24-page booklet of original concept artwork from the development of Battlefield 3, I would kind of shrug my shoulders and be like, really? Like, I don't care about that. That does not interest me at all. And I know that everybody's different. I know that, you know, some people probably think that's really cool if you're really into the, you know, development of Battlefield 3 or whatnot. But for me, if I was looking at that, I would think that that is stupid. And that is almost in some ways a waste. And I would kind of be upset that, you know, a part of the value of Battlefield Premium is shaken out to be, you know, this concept artwork booklet thing. You know, and then when you combine that with Close Quarters, and I don't want to do a total in-depth review of Close Quarters, but I think that there's a lot of mixed feelings about Close Quarters as a whole. I think that the maps are kind of a letdown, and I think, you know, Gunmaster was a huge flop. I think, you know, Conquest Domination was very much a meh, and I think, you know, finally, the weapons, I think, were really good, and I think the weapons are going to be the saving grace for Close Quarters, because I think without them, a lot of people would have been pretty upset. You know, so I think as a whole, Close Quarters is probably going to go, you know, down in the annals of history as a letdown, as something that where people look back and say, you know, that really wasn't entirely worth it. And so, you know, when we bring that back into the entire discussion about Battlefield Premium, you know, a big argument for why people said, yeah, I'm going to get Premium is because they said, hey, I'm saving $10. If I get all the DLC, it's going to cost me, what was it, you know, $65 or something like that, or $70. You know, whereas Battlefield Premium is only $50. So I'm saving myself some money. It's a no-brainer. And I just, that argument irked me from the beginning, and it irks me now, because I think that it just is, it's very foolish to be thinking that way. And I don't think that, I mean, if you look back, do you truly think that you got your money's worth from Close Quarters? Do you think that DICE provided, you know, a product of which you felt like you got your money's worth, what you paid for it, you got out of it, and you're happy with it? Because, you know, I think that if everyone gave this resounding yes, I think they would be lying to themselves. I mean, how often do you guys still play Close Quarters? You know, when do you turn to something like, oh man, I really want to play Conquest Domination, or I really want to get a couple of Gunmaster rounds in? I mean, I don't see it. I don't see the draw. You know, now, currently, it's months after it has been released, I still see people playing Rush on the Karkin maps, Conquest on the Karkin maps. I mean, those aren't going anywhere. A map like Strike at Karkin, I mean, you get a ton of value out of that. And, you know, it's not even one of my favorites, but I will still can even recognize that it's a sweet map and it provides a lot of value. But, you know, how often are people saying, oh, man, Zeba Tower, I just can't wait to get in there and, you know, do some Conquest domination on a 48-man server. I mean, it just, I don't see it. I don't see the value in it. You know, so I think, truthfully, if we look at you know, how things have gone so far, I would feel leery knowing that all of my money was locked up in DICE. Because, you know what? The greatest power that we have as video game consumers is our dollars. We vote with our dollars. You know, if there's nothing sends a bigger message to a company than poor sales. I mean, all of the rants on a forum in the world do not touch, or all the YouTube videos in the world ranting about a bug or a fix, cannot touch the simple fact of, you know, dollars. These are companies, these are businesses, and they want to make money. And, you know, what's a big wake-up call? Well, low sales. That is a wake-up call. And to be completely honest, when you put your money into Battlefield Premium, your voice is gone. You no longer have, you know, what incentive does DICE have to listen to you other than, like, kind of this strange appeal to, you know, this mystical ethics? I mean, if DICE is going to go above and beyond, that is awesome, and I hope that they do. But they have no true incentive. You know, if we don't do this, we're going to fail type of an incentive. You know, if you contrast that with something like the free-to-play models, if those type of companies, you know, stop listening to the community and providing future content, their game literally fails and they stop sales. You know, but with something like Premium, your money is already gone. It's already invested. They've got it. And, you know, truthfully, what happens if DICE just flops and goes out of business and they don't release anything? Are they going to give you your money back? Do you really think that's going to happen? I mean, you know, not saying that that's going to happen and not saying that that's a part of the argument, but what I am saying is that I think that it is faulty for us to assume, oh, all these DLCs are going to be great. I want to give DICE my money because I trust that they're going to make a great product that I'm going to enjoy. And as we've seen with both this August content drop and the entirety of Close Quarters, other than the weapons, I really don't think that Battlefield 3 has seen a great, you know, boost in content, you know, with its DLC. And, you know, I think it is a fair assumption to think moving forward, you know, we've got Armored Kill, we've got Aftermath, and we've got Endgame. So we've got 3 DLCs remaining. There may not be any more weapons. So, I mean, think about that. The biggest plus of Close Quarters was the weapons. I mean, what if we're not getting any more weapons? Possibly. We might. I'm not 100% sure exactly what DICE's stance on that is. But I think that, you know, these 3 different, you know, DLC content drops are going to be pretty different. And I think that it's somewhat safe to assume that, you know, the average Battlefield player is probably going to enjoy 2 out of the 3. I think that it's safe to assume that one of them probably isn't going to be somebody's favorite. I know for me, I'm not that excited about Armored Kill. Vehicle gameplay just isn't a huge plus to me. You know, it is what it is, but a lot of the hardcore guys are going to really enjoy it. You know, looking at Aftermath kind of seemed to be a little bit more focused on infantry. So, you know, who knows? Maybe I will get Aftermath. Maybe that'll re-invitalize Battlefield 3 for me. You know, but then who knows what Endgame is going to be like? I have no idea. And I think that for every Battlefield Premium user to honestly say, you know what, I know for a fact I'm going to love all 4 of these DLCs. I love the August content drop. I really feel like I'm getting a steal for my money. I honestly don't think that any of you could truthfully say that. And if you can, please write a comment below and let me know. But, you know, it scares me when you no longer have this power over DICE to say, you know what, you have to put out a good product and then I will give you your money. Because when it goes inverse, I think that's when things can get a little bit hairy. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That's all I have. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts on Premium are. If you have Premium, if you think you've gotten your money's worth so far, you know, how you think it is looking forward, and kind of how you feel about this position that we have all been put in, if you've put your money in or not. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you soon.